earlier this year. Oh, it's okay. One of us had to go. Figure since I pay rent, it might as well be you. Seriously, my 17-year-old walked around my house like I lived with him. Not only like I lived with him, but like I lived with him and I was behind on my rent. Kids nowadays, they're different. They're different, and I understand now because kids nowadays are getting raised a little differently. Do you guys remember a television show used to come on a long time ago, the Nanny? Y'all remember that? It used to blow my mind. Because I used to watch the show, and it would start off the same way every time. Every time, it would start off with the parents being interviewed, and the parents would be like, "I just don't understand. He's so demanding." And I'm like, he's 3. The show would get to going on, and the nanny would tell the parent to discipline Timmy. Timmy going off. "Mommy, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." And hit his mama. The mother would be all discombobulated. She wouldn't know what to do. She'd be stuck. The nanny be standing in the corner like this. Then remember, she would come over there and she would go, "No, no, no. This is not acceptable. This is what I need you to do. I need you to come down to his level, look him straight in the eye, and firmly say, 'Timmy, you get a time out.'" See, Provo, I know I'm in the right place. Because, see, I see you thinking like I'm thinking. Because, see, if it was you and if it was me, it'd be a whole different show. Timmy get to going off. "Mommy, I hate you, I hate you." Boom. Hit me. Commercial.
I got the new iPhone with Siri on it. Do you guys have Siri? Siri's racist. Siri only understands white people. That's why you only see white people use Siri on commercials. Every commercial is white people. Beep, beep, Siri, could you tell Michael and Jason that me and Ben are on the way, please? Beep, beep, message sent. Then I use it with my Indian cousins' names and all hell breaks loose, right? Then I use it, I'm like, beep, beep, Siri, could you tell Rajinder, Patinder, and Satinder that me and Priya are on the way, please? Beep, beep, we've located 5 7-Elevens in your area. I'm like, why? We made you. Traitor! I won't stand for it. Indians get made fun of for a lot of stuff too. Some stuff is true, right? Like Indians will bargain. I don't know if you know this. Indians will bargain anytime, anywhere. We'll bargain while we're getting robbed. Robbed, I've seen it. Hey, put your hands up. Okay, buddy, hear me out. How about I put one hand up, okay? Everybody calm down. It's like, how about I shoot you in the face? How about you just stab me and we call it a day, okay? Just give me all your stuff. How about I give you half my stuff? And you give me your watch. It's a very good deal. You're not calm. That's why you never see any Indians on Deal or No Deal. It would take too long. It would just be 4 hours, some Indian guy yelling, "No deal, no thank you." It's like, we haven't even offered you anything yet, sir. You're in line. I actually had the opportunity to do shows in India, which was a blast. I don't know if you know this, but we don't use toilet paper in India. Did you guys know that? No, we use water in our hands because we believe that's more hygienic and better for the environment. Which is fine with me, but the problem is they told me this 8 days into the trip after I high-fived half of New Delhi. I was like, when? No wonder. Thought that was me. My cousin was pumped to see me, though. He wanted to impress me. The first place he took me to was an amusement park. That sounds like fun, right? Roller coasters in a third world country. I'm already afraid of heights. Now I'm on a wooden roller coaster in Bangladesh. I'm just going up this like I'm gonna die. There's no way I'm gonna survive this. My cousin looks at me, he's like, don't worry, buddy. These roller coasters are just like the ones you have in America. Don't you worry, buddy. Don't you worry. Okay. It's like, all right, cool. I look down, I see two Indians pulling a rope. One of them gave me the thumbs up. I'm like, put your hand back in the rope, bro. There's people up here. And then I thought to myself, wow, that rope must smell like poop. I wouldn't touch that rope.
See, I like when people snort because I think it reminds me of like the sound my dog makes when he's running around, like, because I got a dog. You got any dog people here? Yeah, there we go, right on. My kind of folks, man. Yeah, man, I love my dog. We had a very eccentric dog, my wife and I. We have a 3-legged pug named Taz. That's a letter for each limb still attached to his body. We're praying we never have to call him Mr. T. And people always do what you guys did when they hear we got a 3-legged dog. They're like, oh, that's so sweet. You guys got a rescue. And I gotta be like, nah, we did it. I'm still paying for that surgery. And it's a boring story, man. He had a birth defect. His elbow grew in backwards, so he broke his leg. We had to snip it. But we didn't know he broke his leg for like 3 months, because he didn't say nothing. We just thought he had a little swagger to him. We didn't know him. He's cool, he's hip, let him be all right. But that's a boring story, I don't like it. It's not chivalrous, there's nothing exciting about that. So what I like to do is I like to mess with people. When folks ask me what happened to his leg, I give them a different answer every single time. Kids are the best. Oh my goodness, I love it when kids come up. This little boy come up to me one time, I had my dog at the park. He's like, hey mister, what happened to your dog's leg? And I just went, we lost it. And I kept walking. We were playing fetch and I threw it too hard. What do you want from me, kid? Had one guy come up to me and was like, hey, what happened to your dog's leg? And I was like, the war. Vietnam vet! In the sense that he went to a Vietnamese veterinarian. I'm gonna let y'all pass that one around for a minute. What's been weird though recently is people been trying to guess what happened to his leg. That's been unusual. I'm not ready for that. I was walking him a couple weeks ago, a guy rode by on his bicycle. He's like, hey, did your dog get hit by a car? What car is gonna hit a pug and he only loses the front right leg? If I hit a pug with my car and that's the end result, I'm returning that car. It is not safe for me to drive. I need some with better safety features. Like, I don't know, man, a Hot Wheels or a Tonka truck or something. I can't have pugs shaking me off like, watch where you going. What are you thinking, man? Get your life together. People always ask if my dog gets around okay. I take him off his leash. I'm like, catch him. Say goodbye to those 3 hours. He's faster without the leg. Don't feel bad for him. Now he could juke, stiff arm, spin move. He's the perfect Madden character. We had to move out of our apartment because of him. Yeah, we used to live in an upstairs apartment, and he gets in these running fits and wants you to catch him. So if you live downstairs underneath us and we live in the second-story apartment, it sounds like we're filming all the montages from Scooby-Doo upstairs. And so it takes me like 20, 30 minutes sometimes to catch him because he's real quick and agile, and I finally catch him. And I'm like, da-da-da, but it's too late. I hear it pounding on my front door, and I open the door, and it is my neighbor from downstairs. And to say that she is upset is a terrible understatement. She is red in the face, veins popping out of her neck, yelling at me like, "Excuse me, could you tell your dog to keep it down for just one night, please?" And I just looked at her and went, "We already cut off one of his legs so he'd make less noise." You want us to do? So we had to move, y'all. I love my dog, man. I love him like a son. He's not my son. I'm not one of those people. Don't hate me. Because if you've raised a human being before, you hate anybody that's like, my dog is my child. No, it's not. It's not the same thing. If I got a kid, I can't leave him at home for 8 hours with a couple of bowls with food and water like, I cut a hole in the door. He'll figure it out. They will take your kid away from you. I know, I've checked. I miss my little brother.
It's a fun job. I never knew I'd be a comedian. I grew up a pretty awkward kid. I was painfully shy. And people always want to know what the W is about. What's Johnny W? It's short for my last name. I just shortened it, make it easier for everybody. I have a hard to pronounce last name, so I just shortened it down, make it easier. My last name is Baxter. And that's stupid. No, my last name is Wethington, which seems easy, Wethington, but I get Washington and Wellington and Liechtenstein. That's a weird one. The worst was 3rd grade. I was in a new school. Anybody have a hard to pronounce last name here? You know my pain. If the teacher gets it wrong, call and roll. You're gonna get mocked the whole year. She gets to the W's, I'm sending her telepathic messages. Please get it right, I can't deal. Wethington. She's like, all right, Walker, okay. Watson, okay. Weigh a ton. Weigh a ton on the back. Can I just head home now and develop an eating disorder? Thanks so much. You're the greatest. Was a chubby kid in middle school for sure. I had asthma. You may have asthma here tonight. Hold your inhalers high. Don't be ashamed. I love the asthma. It was great, man. That little asthma note from my doctor, that was my get out of gym free cards. What that was, just hand it over. There you go. That's your copy. Okay, it's laminated. Yeah, I got lots more. I'm gonna have a seat. Oh, we're climbing the big rope today. I don't think so. I will not be getting friction burns on my crotch. I'm gonna have a seat and wheeze to myself. That was 8th grade. Then 9th grade came. Suddenly it was the high school PE teacher. He wasn't having it. What is this, asthma? I can cure asthma. I was like, you can what? His cure for asthma, y'all, he made me run what's called suicides. You guys know what that is, suicides? It's a horrifying series of wind sprints. They call it suicide. I don't know who named that, but let me tell you something. If you make a little fat kid run back and forth until he dies, that is homicide. That is not. They will prosecute you, pretty sure. Pretty sure. But that wasn't even the worst day in gym class. By far the worst day was the first gym class of 10th grade. That was the day of the President's Physical Fitness Challenge. Do they do that here? They gotta stop. It's like the Hunger Games. He'd line us up. Everybody take a minute. Get a buddy. We're gonna time each other. Everybody take a minute. Get yourself a buddy. I was like, I don't need a minute. I don't have a buddy, okay? I'm the shyest kid here. I look up. Everybody's got a buddy but me. I'm mortified. I look at the end of the bleachers. There's a girl sitting by herself. I don't even know her. Is she even in my class? But it doesn't matter because they're not gonna put a girl with me. They did. Come on down here, Sally. It's fine. You'll be with Johnny. Come on. Now you're gonna time Johnny, okay? He's gonna do push-ups for a minute. You time him, count the jumping jacks. You're gonna count them, time him, you know. Then you're gonna hold his feet. And he's gonna do sit-ups for a minute. Yeah, that turned pretty quickly into a game of how many times can Johnny fart into the face of a stranger before she begins to cry. And the answer is 17. 17 times is the number of times.
It's time to do a little thing I like to call the Zany Report. Anybody want to hear the Zany Report? For the folks that may not know, this is my take on the news. A lot of great things going on in the news, and I like to keep on top of that. Jason, do you stay on top of the news? Nope. Then this is really going to work well. Are you having a good time, Jason? Yeah, can you show it? Paul, do you laugh inside? Is there any way you can move to the back? It's just been a rough 12 months. I've lost a lot of dear friends and family members. I have been in so many funerals. Always a pallbearer. Everybody mourns differently, okay? A new study has found pessimistic men are likely to die early. I just knew it. The Las Vegas City Council has outlawed urination and defecation in public. They said it's been their number 1 and number 2 priorities. Hey, there's a high suicide rate among dentists. How many dentists are here? See? You seem happy. I don't believe that. Dateline, Alabama, a cougar found at a local motel has been euthanized. Officials are warning women over 50 to stay away from this month. Dateline, Woodland Hills, California, 6 cars collide into a spilled load of avocados. Luckily, chips were on the scene in minutes. Guacamole. Honda has come out with a lawnmower that can go up to 150 miles per hour. They're very popular with gardeners who have been spotted by ICE agents. Look, if we don't laugh, we'll just cry. Boise, Idaho. The city recorded its hottest day at 106 degrees, beating out the old record of 105 degrees set in 1875. Now, officials, of course, are blaming this on global warming, and in 1875, they blamed it on summer. Summer. Port Charlotte, Florida, a woman says lightning destroyed her septic tank, causing her toilet to explode. And in a sign of poetic justice, it also hit the ceiling fan. 1.5 cups of spinach a day may reduce the risk of stroke. The study went on to say, See, doctor, I don't think that's true. Have you seen Popeye the Sailor? It looks like he's had a stroke. Dateline, Omaha, Nebraska, the fire department wants to charge $400 a pop for helping pick up people who have fallen. Prompting Life Alert to unveil their new slogan, I've fallen and can't afford to get up. This one's for you, Will, okay? In Florida, police arrested a man for pouring ketchup on his girlfriend while she slept. This is not the first time he's been in trouble with the law. In fact, he's an ex-condiment. It takes time for that joke to catch up. Washington, D.C., 2 men were arrested for shooting an ice cream truck driver. Now, the driver will survive because he was only shot in the drumstick and the Nutty Buddies. Those are 2 ice creams available on a truck. Trust me. A Connecticut man who's on parole was arrested for hiding heroin in his Bible. Now, he's been charged with possession and leading us into temptation. A sad note, a 70-year-old Kansas City man robbed a bank because he preferred incarceration than to continue to live with his wife. The sad part, she plans to visit him in prison every day.
It's the joys of getting older, man. That's one thing we all have in common. We're all aging, man. Men and women alike, man. Anybody celebrating a birthday by chance in here? Oh, we got one? That's cool. How you doing, sir? You doing all right? What's your name, my friend? Ammon. Ammon? We're gonna call you Jim, all right? That's a cool name. Amen? Is you sure it's not Amen? That would make more sense in this state. Was that too far? You guys can't laugh and then take the laugh back. Oh, no, you can't do it. No. It's like an email. You already mailed it, all right? This is fun, man. Thanks for coming out on your birthday, bro. It's a cool birthday. You get to hang out with some cool people, enjoy some laughs. It's a lot better than my last birthday. I went on a field trip to the gastroenterologist. Does anybody know what they do? I didn't. Here's the thing. They thought I had an ulcer, right? So in order for them to check that, they had to, they put a camera of a place. It's attached to 137 feet of fiber optic wiring and an air compressor. I don't want to frighten anybody. They don't bring the equipment to the equation till the second appointment. They want to take it slow, get to know you better. First appointment, just a regular office visit. You go in there, they ask you a bunch of questions, and the doctor throws a curveball. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna need a stool sample. You got like a to-go cup or something, doc? Because right now it's not a good time for me. I don't feel as I can give you what you need at this present moment. He's like, no, I'll take the sample. I was like, you'll take the sample, but it's still inside. He's like, what I need you to do is lay on a table, face the wall, pull your drawers down, while he snaps on a rubber glove. And he gets the sample. Right? And then he hands you a pamphlet after. I was like, I don't want your pamphlet, sir. You just penetrated me. As far as I'm concerned, we're now in a relationship. I'll be back at 5:30. We're going to the Cracker Barrel. Right? But I couldn't go back at 5:30 because you got to spend the rest of the day prepping, which means you can't eat any more solid food. You got to take a laxative. I'm like, no problem. I've taken some X-Lax before. Not a big deal. Oh, no. They give you a prescription to a laxative. You know you're in trouble when you go to the pharmacist. You're like, hey, man, can you feel that? Yeah. What flavor did you want your liquid exorcism to be? And he comes back with like 2.5 gallons of this stuff. You take it home, you pound it back. It tastes horrible. It's got like a weird consistency to it. And then you just wait. And don't be brave. Don't try to make a quick trip to the Walmart because your schedule's been set. And it works different for everybody. I didn't think it was gonna work for me. Waited 2 hours, nothing happened. 3 hours, nothing. So I went to sleep. Which in hindsight probably wasn't the smartest of ideas. You ever been woken up by that's some scary stuff right there. It's the middle of the night, I'm tired, I'm trying to talk myself out of it. It's like, I was gonna lay here for a little longer, just pinch my butt cheeks together. We can do this in the mornings. No, you're right, go do this right now. You jump up out of bed only to find out the structural integrity of your seal had been compromised. You gotta waddle to the bathroom like a gingerbread man. And that's where you set up base camp. And I hope you know a Sherpa, you're gonna be there for a while. I blacked out twice. The second time I woke up, I couldn't feel my legs. I thought I went so hard, I paralyzed myself. But I'd just been sitting there so long that the circulation to my extremities was cut off. I couldn't feel my legs so they fell asleep. I've never been happy to feel the excruciating pain of pins and needles as I tap my feet back to consciousness. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, happy birthday, Amen. Just took the long rough out of the way.
So this is when it gets kind of sad. I started losing my hair very early, like 7 a.m. No, I was 15. Yeah, it's sad. 15. And in high school, I was ESL and IBS. 2 terrible acronyms to have simultaneously. Started losing my hair early, man. 15. My mom took me to the doctor, And she goes, this is what she said. She goes, "Doctor, fix him." So he gave me Rogaine. Yeah, 15 years old. Really just a special year it was. And I ran home with the Rogaine like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I was so excited. Took it home, you shake it up. You have to shake it first, it says. Like you're not embarrassed enough, you gotta shake this stuff. So you gotta shake this stuff and you spray it. I spray it on. And folks, it worked miracles on my back and shoulders because now I'm essentially a thin brown bear is what I am. Like an out of shape bear. Like a very skinny bear. And I wanted to play high school basketball when I was a kid. Freshman year in high school, I wanted to try out. So I showed up to the tryouts, right? And the coach, inevitably, of course, he says, "Okay, boys, here's what I want. Shirts against skins." So I said, "Please, just whatever happens. I don't even want to make the team. Just please do not let me be a skin." And sure enough, it's one of these things where he's going, shirt, skin. He's just picking at random. Sure enough, shirt, skin. He comes close to me. Shirt, skin. Like slow motion. Skin. I peed from the IBS. I was so nervous. Skin. Lands right on me. So I said, forget it, I don't care, whatever. I want to play basketball. So I reach over, I take my shirt off, but I did it kind of dramatically, like I didn't care. You know, I was like, just threw it off there. Immediately, the theme song to Lion King came on. It was just, a rhino ran across the room. It was ridiculous. And the coach, without missing a beat, he goes, "Okay, Billy, you go over there. Thomas, you go over there. And Maher, let me get you, oh, wow. Is he the mascot or what's going on here? I don't know. I made the team though, believe it or not. Bald and like had the U shape, you know, like the U's going on. I had an accent. That was so cute in high school. Just full of popularity. "Will you go to the dance with me?" "We take my father's taxi." That was inappropriate, but should have been an Uber. But the thing is, I got married in Mexico, and my best man, you think I'm hairy? My best man, he's this Lebanese guy, and his suit was so tight. You know these Lebanese guys that go out like the nightclubs, and his suit is so tight. You've seen these guys with the chest hairs coming up over the shirt. Have you seen these guys? He's my best man, okay? We're exchanging vows. I look over, Roger's chest hair is coming up over the shirt. It's getting in his face. It's like... It's moving like seaweed. It's like waving at people, like... Anyway, he's dead now, but
Great to be back. I gotta tell you, I've been married to my wife, Tammy, for 33 consecutive years. Just one after another. Thank you. And when you've been with a person that long, you learn to trust their instincts. So when she said to me a while back, "You need to get diagnosed now." I said, "For what? I feel fine." She said, "That attention deficit stuff, I know you got it and it's driving me insane." So I said, "Why now?" She goes, "What do you mean, why now?" I said, "Well, if I got attention deficit, I've had it for 60 years. I've had it my whole life. It's not a virus. You can't catch it on a toilet seat. It's not like you go to the bathroom in a mall and you come out 2 days later and you go, boy, I'm so distracted. Where did that come from? I don't know." "So why you bothered about it now?" She said, "Because you keep telling me you'll do things around this house and you don't do them, and it's driving me nuts. That's not attention deficit. That's passive aggressive. And I've had that for 63 years. But I honored my wife, because that's what a man does, sir. That's right, you do, right? You honor your wife. I went and got diagnosed. I spent an hour with a psychologist. After an hour, it turns out not only do I have attention deficit, I'm also a functioning hypochondriac. Functioning, I'm not clinical. Those people are sick. But this is how God protects his children. It's my ADHD that keeps my hypochondria functional. On those days I've convinced myself I need an ambulance, by the time I get to the phone to call one, I've been distracted 4 or 5 times. I usually wind up in the kitchen, I got a telephone, I can't remember why I got a telephone, and that's when I order the pizza. My kids love me. Dad's dying again. Really? Pepperoni pops. And Tammy mocks me. She does. She makes. We'll be laying in bed watching Discovery Channel and some strange new disease. Not 4 minutes into it, she leans over. You got it yet? Thinking about it. What's a nodule? I could have nodules. I don't even know what a nodule is. Oh boy, I'm feeling noduley all of a sudden. That's when the kids are yelling, breadsticks, shut up, you punks, I could die on you.
I live in Los Angeles, California, and every new idea that comes out of there, they adopt it immediately. And I'm a little more conservative. Like the new one is any man that says they're a woman, immediately you must address him as a woman. And I'm progressive. I'm like, all right, but they should have to pass a test first. Because women have skills men don't have. You can't just say, I'm a woman. Do something a woman could do, then I'll believe you, right? Can you break into my iPhone in the time I go to the bathroom and come back to the dinner table? Just something basic. Can you be totally starving but have no idea what you want to eat? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Can you turn a compliment into an argument? That's what I want to know. It's like, babe, you look beautiful tonight, so I didn't look beautiful last night. You're good. You are good. You look so photogenic, so I don't look beautiful in real life. Actually, I believe there's so many things women can do better than guys. Women can do things. Here's one example that I was at the mall with my nephew babysitting. I'm just walking through the mall, and a woman I didn't know pulled up a knee. She goes, "Is that your son?" I go, "No, it's my nephew." And she without any hesitation, she says, "He is adorable. What's your name?" "You are so cute. Marcus, when you turn 18, I'm coming back for you. You're a little heartbreaker. Save him for me. He's so cute." And she walked away. Went back to shopping. I challenge any man in this room. Any guy, go to the mall, just approach a woman you don't know. "Is that your niece? Can I have a word with her, please?" "Wow, when you turn 18, I'm coming back for you." Save her for me. That's a good one. You don't get to walk out of the mall. They escort you out of the... I was just talking to kids. That's right, R. Kelly. Tell it to the judge. Tell it to the judge. There's things women can do. How about it's Valentine's Day, or maybe your girl misses you and she sends you a romantic picture. You're like, whoa, you're excited. Maybe it's been a long day at work. Ooh, can't wait to get home. She misses me. Women can send those romantic pictures. But men, if you send a picture of you laying in the beach, rolling around in the sand, bending over in a Speedo, "When are you coming home, babe?" You're not gonna get a positive reaction. A lot of guys are getting busted for taking those romantic pictures. Here's what I do. I turn this show into a TED Talk. I teach men how to take the best, most seductive picture for the women in this room. Here's what you do, guys. Go home, get in the closet, and put all your clothes on. Your best clothes. Don't take anything off. Put on your dress shoes, dress socks, dress pants, belt, shirt, tie, suit coat, briefcase. Make it look like you're going to work. If you really want to turn her on, let your 401k dangle out of the front of the briefcase, just ever so. Just a little tip, just a little tip.
And I became a comedian because of my family. My family is very boisterous and funny, and they're crazy. They're crazy family. I love my family. My mom is great. She speaks with an accent. So when I was little, it was fun to bring my friends over. Could be like, "Hello, kids. Welcome to my home." That's how she says home. "Do you want something to eat?" And they were like, yeah, of course. Like, do you want hard dough? My friend's like, what is hard dough? I'm like, that's how she says hot dog. People come over to the house like, listen, if you have like a phone or a computer, you can use it all over the house. We have high five all over the house. Love my mom. She speaks great English. She doesn't understand like American phrases. American phrases kind of, they confuse her sometimes. We had construction on the house once. She walked in on a room with a guy building something she didn't pay for. Like, excuse me, I did not pay for that. What is that? And the guy was like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry, ma'am. I got a wild hair up my butt on that one. My mom's like, well, I did not need to know that. But now that I do, why don't you shave it? It's 2020. I have a crazy mom, and the thing is, if you have a crazy mom, you don't know it. When you're little. Because when you're little, you just assume that what your mom is doing to you is what all the other moms are doing. You're like, this must be normal. Then you get old enough to start comparing notes with other people, and then you're like, none of that was normal. That is how therapy started. Happened to me when I was 19. I was at a house party. We're sitting around comparing home remedies. One guy's like, one time, I had 104 fever. My mom dropped me in a bathtub full of ice. And we were all like, oh, that's pretty bad. And I was like, ooh, you know what's worse? Remember when you get the stomach flu and your moms would put in the suppositories? You guys remember? They all looked at me like you. No. My mom gave me soup. And I was confused, like, how'd she get soup in there? That seems worse. Tell you what, though, I never went home sick from school. No. I could be puking blood. Jose, you want to go home? No! Please don't send me home. She's going to put a cough drop in my butt. Please. Just let me stay here. But you're puking blood. That's what I do when I'm happy. I love fractions. And I love my big family. I love it. But I don't have any children. I know, which is weird. I'm 42, Latino, no kids. To my family, I'm like a unicorn. Like, I think I have magical powers. But I've discovered this: if you don't have kids, people with kids do not want your advice on raising kids. Even when it sounds like they want advice. Like, he's struggling in math. I don't know what to do. You know what you could do? You know what you could do, Jose, is shut your mouth. Do you just sleep in your bed all night long with no one interrupting you? Shut up. And that's when I pull out my trump card whenever they say it. I go, yeah? After the age of 7, I always did what I was told, never talked back to my mother, never got reprimanded. You hear that silence? All those parents like, what did your mom do? I'll tell you what she did. She killed a chicken in front of me using only this hand. Ow. That is what the kids call a gangster. She didn't warn me either. We're in the backyard. She's petting the chicken that I'd named Freddie. In hindsight, that was a mistake. She's like, baby, we're going to have chicken tonight. And I was like, I love chicken, Mommy. And then she spreads her feet like she's going to do Kempo karate. Without looking, grabs it by the throat, starts spinning it like a nunchuck. Making eye contact with me the whole time like a psychopath. Ha ha! Chicken's making weird noise like... And then the head popped off the chicken. And that's when I discovered chickens got a weird nervous system. You can take the head off a chicken and the body doesn't realize it right away. You know how I know that? Because that chicken body hit the ground and tried to walk it off! Like it had a chicken Charlie horse or something. It was, and it couldn't make any noise, so it was like the scariest silent movie of all time. That chicken body hit the ground like... And I'm like, stop, drop, and roll, Freddy! I didn't know what to do. 45 seconds, it ran around, and then you could be like, you're right, I'm not okay. Pow. So again, I am 7 years old. I am petrified. I look up my mom. She's got a dead chicken head in her hand. She's got blood on her cheek. Feathers are falling. Leans in, says the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. She goes, pretty cool, huh? I'm gonna go clean my room. I'm gonna clean my room. I can clean the whole house. I'm already gonna be cleaning. Might as well clean the whole... You guys are wanting to paint the house. I can paint that. I'm only 7, but I'll find a way. Maybe I'll just apply for college and get out of this house, because you're a scary person.